Greetings. My name is Charlotte Ellis, and in this presentation, I will be discussing the problem solving process concept. I will be explaining that concept in the context of a computer program. Now, when we talk about a computer program, a program is a specific set of instructions given to the computer to carry out a task. If you notice, I said the word specific, which means in order to solve a computer program or a computer problem, it requires critical thinking and a logical skill set. So in this presentation, I will be explaining the problem solving process concept, but in the context of a computer program. So to begin, the problem solving process is made up of three main components. The first component is you must first understand the problem. You got to read the problem, analyze, find out what the problem is asking for or what the end product should be. That is component number one. Component number two is to make a plan. How are you going to go about solving the problem? How are you going to process all of this information to give you your desired output? So component number two is to plan. This is going to require your logical skill set and some critical thinking. And then the third component is to do. This is where you actually do the plan. You carry out the steps or you carry out your plan. So there are three main components in the problem solving process. This is where you understand, you plan, and then you do. So for the sake of explaining this concept, I will be using the problem of baking a chocolate cake with frosting. So if you notice on the screen here, I do have all of my given items, such as cake mix. I have a bowl with a spatula for folding or mixing. I have chocolate frosting, a greased pan. I have eggs. I have oil, water. And then if you notice in the background there, I do have an oven. Okay, so it seems as if I have all of the necessary input or the required components to produce the output. So once I've checked my input, I'm still analyzing. I'm still kind of finding out what is expected of all of my givens. I do know what is expected. If you notice here is a chocolate frosting cake. I have all of my givens, so now I must start thinking. I got to start planning on how I'm going to put all of these steps in logical order to solve the problem. Okay, so I think about I have to heat the oven. I have to mix the cake mix or place it in the bowl. I have to add eggs, add the oil, fold, mix, put it in the oven, frost cake. So all of those are the steps that I must take, and I must put them in logical order to solve the problem. Once I come up with my logical thinking, analyzing, and making a plan, my next step is to actually start doing it or carrying out the plan. And this is where I heat my oven, I put my cake mix in the bowl, I add my eggs, my water, oil, mix, put it in the oven, frost it, and all that good stuff. So that is what problem solving is. It is analyzing the problem, making a plan on how you're going to solve it, and then actually doing it or carrying out the steps. So next we're going to talk about what problem solving is not. And that is just to start doing without the critical thinking, without the logical skill set. So if you're given the problem of baking the chocolate cake, you're not just going to start putting things in order like, oh, I got to add frosting. I'm going to place it in the oven. And then I'm going to add the eggs, which is a little hard to do when you've already frosted the cake before you put it in the oven, which I think is impossible. But you just start doing without the critical thinking and that logical skill set. So that is what problem solving or the problem solving process is not. And that is just to start doing. Okay. So that method is incorrect. Okay. We do not want to follow that process. That is incorrect. Okay. So if you look at the left and you look at the right, on the left hand side, we have all of the correct steps. You get your desired output. That is if you follow the problem solving process. On the right hand side, when you just start doing without the critical thinking, without the logical, it's incorrect. You do not get your desired output. So that is my explanation of the problem solving process concept. Thank you for watching.